Recording to the cloud. Welcome, welcome. Again, what we're going to talk about tonight is I'm going to touch on a little bit about structuring your multiple streams of income, doing what I'm doing, not doing what I'm saying. So for example, there's a lot of leaders who will tell you to do one thing, but they're doing something else. So all this is coming from my own personal numbers and watching other leaders do business. They will do business a certain way, and then they'll tell you to use this system or whatever, but that's just part of the story. So that's why I kind of put my own thing together. I mean, it's not the most sexiest thing out there, but it does work for me. And if it'll work for me, it'll work for you if you stay committed and focused on what it is you're doing. So that being said, getting right into it, I'm going to share my screen, and I'll also talk about a couple different things. There's two main programs that I'm kind of bouncing back and forth, and they both are effective. They both work. It's just simply a matter of preference, if you will. So if you're in the Fearless Mama program, or if you're in Easy One Up, this applies to both. So moving right along, I'm just simply share my screen. Hopefully I shared my screen. I don't think I did. All right, yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. And I'm gonna talk numbers. So this right here, I will throw out an income disclaimer. Results are never typical. You get the whole point. These right here, they're not the most high-end impressive numbers. However, this is one of my lead-off programs. The numbers would be higher had I put 100% focus into this program. But by the time you're done with this, you're going to see how the numbers work and how you can use this in your business. So if you're here watching this, obviously you may or may not have an account within Easy One Up already, or Fearless Mama. It's the same thing, but Easy One Up, they show you the metrics more so. You'll see how many members you have unpaid, you'll see how many active members, and you'll see the total amount earned. This is my numbers. So that being said, getting right into it, I'm gonna just pull up the calculator and I'm gonna talk numbers. So you see here, I got 123 active members and 946 backing up. Let's back it up. The marketing system I use, I have a couple different marketing systems, a couple different capture pages, things like that. As a standard, I always say 30% opt-in rate. Sometimes I get up to 45, 55%, and sometimes I get low 20% opt-in. But using a 30% mean average, this is where I'm getting these numbers. So that means I have a capture page. So I have a capture page. Let's just say this, I'm pulling it up. I send people to this capture page. I have a version of this within both of my marketing systems. 30% people put in their email. Okay, that's fine. Just understand that number. 30% people come to this page, put in their email. They come in, they put in their email, and of those leads, around 30% of those leads, so 30% of the 30% becomes a member. And I can prove those other numbers, but I'm not logging into my Aweber and I'm not doing all that stuff just for the sake of this hangout. But just so you understand, on average, 30% of people who come here put in their email. Some people put in fake emails. Some people put in real emails. It's just the name of the game. And 30% of the people who put in their emails upgrades to become a member. Not too bad. Now, you see my numbers here. Now, if you're starting out, it's going to take you a while before you figure out your initial numbers. I mean, it's just the way it works. You are going to have to follow this plan until you get some realistic numbers. Some people, they just don't follow the plan long enough to start learning what their numbers are. You have to just go all out for a while and just keep hammering it until you get your first sale. And then once you get your first sale, then you can figure out your numbers. That this is what I have done. But over time, you see my numbers here, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how I think here. So I got 123 active. Hopefully you can see my calculator, plus 946 unpaid. So that's a total of 1,069. I should have had a pen, but I don't. I do. All right. So that's a 1,069 members, right? So what do? I've earned 50,025 divided by 123. Why am I doing that? Well, that's well, actually, let me back up. I'm getting ahead of myself. I heard my little kiddo pounding at my door, and I got a little distracted there. So I had 1,069 members, right? 1,069 was my total active members plus unpaid, divided by 123. That's my active members. So my total divided by my active gets me 8.69. What does that mean for you? That means every time 8.69 people create an unpaid, or 8.69 people create a free account here, one of them upgrades. Rounding up, because there's no such thing as a 0.69 of a person, it's 1 in 9. So every time 9 people creates a free account here, one of them upgrades. So backing up, 30% of the leads that hit my capture page opts in. 30% of those people create free accounts. 1 out of 9 upgrades, okay? Now, let's figure out this. 50,025 divided by 123. So average amount of commission per upgraded member, roughly $406, and you call it $406.71. I mean, just $406.70. So $406.70. What is that? That is the average commission per sign up, right? So a couple things to remember. 30% opt-in rate. 30% of people who opt in create free accounts. That's just how it happens. Of the people who create free accounts, 1 in 9 upgrades. And out of every person who upgrades, every time I get 9 people, one of them upgrades, and that's a $406.70 commission. Another way to think about this, I usually don't like to do it this way, but here's another way to think about this. I made 50,025 total, and I can divide that by my total amount of memberships. And this is just an on average number. I don't like to think about it this way. I like to think about it the way I just shared, but I'm gonna just share this. So I take my total amount of earnings and I divide it by the total amount of signups. That's active and inactive. So that's the 123 plus 946, which is the 1069. So I take my total, 50K, divided by 1,069. Another way I could think about this is every time I get a free sign up, I know eventually that's going to be $46.79 in my pocket. Hopefully you can kind of see where I'm coming up with these numbers. I mean, this is just average numbers. I know 1 in 9 people are going to upgrade. And out of every 1 in 9 people, that's $406.70. Or some people like to think about it like every time I get a sign up, free or unpaid, I know that's $46.79. That's a different way of thinking about it. It's just averaging out your numbers. I prefer the first way that I just shared because I just prefer the first way. So understanding this, if I buy 1,000 clicks of traffic, if I buy 1,000 clicks of traffic and I send it to this capture page, 30% opt-in rate. So 30% of 1,000 is 300. So if I buy 1,000 clicks for $550, whatever, let's just say 55 cents a click, whatever. I'm getting 300 leads, right? That means 30% of people come here, opt in. They opt in, they see my presentation, you know, me talking about making money, whatever. This is, you know, one of my PLS pages. You know, not the most sexiest page in the world, but you see my happy face there and people come through there and it's a numbers game. So 30% of the people come in, that's 300 leads. 30% of 300, I guess I should just do this calculator here. I got another calculator in my hand. Came with some backups. 300 times 30% is 90. So that means if I buy 1,000 clicks, I'm going to get 90 people to create free accounts here in my lead off program. Does that make sense? And that's just from the numbers that I've already laid out in this video. 30% of people come to the capture page, opt in. I buy 1,000 clicks, 30% of 1,000 is 300. So 300 people come in. Of the 300, 30% of those folks will create a free account. So 30% of 300 is 90. So I buy 1,000 clicks, I get 90 free members. 90 free members. What did I just say about my numbers? 1 in 9 upgrades. So if I get 90 free members, I'm going to divide that by 9. Why 9? Because 1 out of 9 upgrades as per my numbers. So 90 divided by 9 is 10, right? So that means 1,000 clicks, 300 new leads. 30% of those 300 leads are going to upgrade. So that was 90. 90 people create free accounts. Out of those 90, 1 in 9 upgrades to a paid account. So that means 1,000 clicks gets me 10 paid members. 1,000 clicks I bought for $550. Not counting my YouTube, not counting my Facebook, not counting my blogs, not counting my posts on social media, right? 10 people upgrade. So my average amount of commission per upgraded member, we're going to take that and multiply that by 10 because that was my average. You have to rewatch this hangout to see how I got that average. But 10 times $406.70. That was my average commission per upgraded member, $4,067. So that's a total of $4,067 when it's all said and done. Now, this isn't instant. It takes time for people to upgrade, but these are the numbers. You cannot argue with this. This is a long proof video. You can't argue with these numbers. You saw them. You see that. 1 in 9 upgrades, my average amount of commission per person. So that's $4,067. Now, what I do from here, so I made $4,067 off of 1,000 leads I bought for $550. $4,067, I'm gonna take and subtract 550 from it because that was my initial traffic order. I subtract 550. So my net profit on my first front end program is $3,517. So the question is, would you spend $550 to get back $3,500? Now, it's not like instant right now, I bought traffic, I'm not rich yet. No, it takes time. You following up with your leads, you showing your leads the plan, you sharing your leads, your stuff on social media, you're getting your leads in your Facebook group, you're letting your leads see your YouTube videos, you're texting your leads, you're calling your people, you're connecting with your people. And over time, that's where you get these numbers from. So when you get to my point, you're not afraid to spend the money on the traffic, because sooner or later, if you're buying decent traffic or networking or putting out videos or whatever it is you're doing to promote your business, just connecting with new people every single day, if you just keep doing that, you're going to get your own numbers. And then once you get your numbers, you'll be like, it's in the bag. Okay? One more thing, one more calculation I want to add to this. I bought 1,000 clicks to make this whole thing happen. And I'm just using that as an example. Sometimes I buy more, sometimes I buy less. You take 3,517, that's the total of the net profit. And I divide that by 1,000, because that's the total amount of clicks I ordered. That's roughly $3, call it, just say $3.51 per lead or per click. If I buy traffic for anything less than $3.51 per click, which is pretty easy to do. I mean, because nobody's going to be selling clicks for $3.51 a click. They wouldn't be in business. But if I buy traffic for $3.51 or less, I'm always going to have a profitable campaign. And this is just the lead off program. This isn't including my marketing system. This isn't including my social, my personal development company that I promote. This isn't including anything else. This is just the lead off program. So once you learn the numbers from this lead off, and I'm kicking myself for not focusing in on this plan earlier, but it's just that simple. Once you know those numbers, it's a wrap. You know that you can't not win when you know your numbers. You're not looking at anything else. You're not looking at other programs. You just become so dialed in on your own plan because of what the numbers say. And just a quick recap. I could break out stats with my capture pages, things like that, but to keep this short, I'm not going to. Just a short review. Whenever I buy traffic, I get roughly a 30% opt-in rate. Sometimes more, sometimes less. So let's just say I buy 1,000 clicks. My average, the average place I spend traffic is 55 cents a click. 55 cents a click from wherever. It doesn't matter. Solid traffic sources, 55 cents a click. 30% of people come through, put in their emails. I just, 700 clicks, whatever. 30% of people put in their email. 30% of those 30% create free accounts. And from that, 1 out of 9 upgrades. So 30%, back up. 30% of people come to the capture page, put in their email. 1,000 clicks, that means 300 people put in their email. 30% of those folks, so 30% of the 30, which is 90, 300 leads, 90 people will create free accounts. From those 90 people who create free accounts, 1 out of 9 upgrades to become a paid member. So that means I get 10 paid members from 1,000 clicks. And then I showed you my average commission. I just took my total amount of earnings, divided it by the total amount of active users. That right there got me my $406.70 per member. And from there, it's just a calculation. So that was my $4,067. I took that and I subtracted my 550, which was my initial traffic order. And that's what I got the 3517 from. And then I took the net, the 3517 net profit that goes in my pocket. I divided that by the total amount of clicks. And that got me $3.51 per click. I know it's probably a lot of math, but when you can figure this out for yourself, the rest becomes easy. And my strategy with this has always been, whenever I get a commission, I always take half of it and roll it right back into paid traffic. Always, 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 always. I don't care if things are good, things are bad, you know, you got bills due, whatever. You always take half of your earnings here and you put it back into traffic. Okay? Couple more things I want to share. Because of that's just my front end program, my front end numbers. I take half the money, so half of that 3517. Well, actually the 4067. I'll just take that, take 2000 back into traffic whenever the commissions come in. Sometime, you know, today I had like I think a $500 day. So I would take 250 once it hits my account and I can spend it, and put it right back into paid traffic. And that just keeps the machine going. That just keeps you in business. That keeps the lights on. That keeps people flowing in. You need new blood, you know, just like me. If I talked monotone, which I kind of caught myself talking monotone, it gets boring. You got to spike it and keep spiking it with traffic. You got to keep getting new people to see your business on a daily basis. That's it. You don't need a new business. You don't need shiny balls. You just need new people to see your business every day. That's all you need. Just more people to see your stuff. And then once people come into this program, I take them over here to YouTube. I pull up my Unlimited Wealth System playlist, and then I say, watch this playlist. And during the watching of this playlist, people will eventually get exposed to everything else I'm in. And that's extra money on top of that front end that I talked about. So people say, well, how are you paying yourself? Well, it's easy. I showed you with the instant cash strategy, 50% of the commissions go right back into traffic, 50% goes in my pocket. My marketing system, that money goes in my pocket. You see what I'm saying? And everything has a flow, and it just keeps new people coming through your system, new commissions happening. And also you create something that's called group economics. Some people call it a continuity funnel. My continuity funnel is this playlist in my Facebook group. So this playlist, I tie everything in it. I talk about, you know, the first two programs, Lead Lightning, Easy One Up. I may include another little one-off video talking about Fearless Mama, throwing it in here. I may or may not, but it's the same thing. You build an email list, and from your email list, you lead with something simple, something basic, and then when people watch this whole playlist, they're gonna see my thinking, and they're gonna see why I'm joining different programs. And I talk about it. How to use Lead Lightning to promote Easy One Up, how to use Power Lead System, why you want to upgrade to the Power Lead System, the whole deal. Then I talk about crypto trading as another skill to learn to make money online. And I have one more video I want to add here. I may include this hangout here when I talk about lead off traffic numbers. But that's it. That's it. I mean, that's it. It's just showing new people the plan, getting to a place to where you learn your numbers. And if you're using any sort of marketing system, if you're using Lead Lightning, if you're using Power Lead System, if you're using whatever your capture page is, get enough data on your capture page. Some people say, I bought 1,000 clicks, 100 clicks, and I'm testing out this capture page. You won't know crap after 100 clicks. I know I said 1,000, but 100, that's what I meant to say. If you buy 100 clicks, you have to seriously buy or have at least, I would say at least 2,500, maybe closer to 5,000 to get a realistic idea of clicks to a capture page, to get that real number, period. And that may seem like a lot, but if you take your capture page, you post it on social media, you're writing blog posts about it, you do it out on Twitter, you have Hootsuite, and you program your capture page to go out like every hour on LinkedIn and Twitter and things like that, and you combine that with your traffic buying, just stick with one capture page until you have at least 2,500 clicks hitting it. From that, you should be able to start getting a real idea of how the capture page will work. This capture page, I had at least, like, I'm around 15,000 clicks that I hammered to this capture page. Out of 15,000 clicks, I'm still averaging anywhere from 38 to 42%, which is pretty solid. So I'm gonna just say 38. So 15,000 clicks times 38%, that's 5,700 leads. So I know that this capture page is still performing strong. I mean, it's not the best capture page in the world, but you get the point. And you won't learn that until you hit your pages with enough clicks to get that. And it doesn't have to be paid traffic. It could be YouTube, blogging, social media. You get the point. So that being said, I'm gonna wrap up this hangout. Next, I think I'm not gonna do a hangout on Saturday. This is like my one week. I'm gonna do another hangout this upcoming Wednesday, and then I'm gonna be on Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, and I'm gonna get probably more program specific. One last thing I want to share is there's a couple different opinions out there. Some marketers say brand yourself. Some marketers say use what the heavy hitters are doing until you create your own story. I say use it, do both. Use a combination of both. I mean, if you can always, even if you're using my share codes, my system, put your own video out there first. Like if you have your own capture page, and if you're on my team and you're making your own capture pages, email me or message me your capture page first. I'll help you with that. I've seen some capture pages that kind of suck. And, you know, I feel bad for some folks. So if you're making your own capture page, make sure you hit me up on Facebook, whatever, and I'll help you tweak your capture pages. Or at least, you know, get them better, you know, get those opt-in percentages up. But once you figure out your numbers and you go through this process, you have to pick one thing and lead with it and hammer it until you get that data, because the numbers will tell you what you need to do. The numbers will talk to you. The numbers will show, hey, idiot, you might want to promote this instead of promoting that. And, you know, a lot of times I don't like to listen sometimes, but, you know, you get smacked over the face enough, you'll start to listen. So that being said, if you're making your own capture pages, let me know. Let me help you up the opt-in percentage with them. Figure out your numbers. If you are using copy and paste replicated systems from heavy hitters, try to throw a bridge page together. Say, hey, I'm so-and-so, whatever. I do this for a living. I've partnered and I'm working with blase. If you're using my system, hey, I'm working with this guy named Rob Frazier. You know, he was able to, you know, do some things, whatever. I'm learning what he's doing. We all have the same system. We're working together. Click the link below and go check it out. And then that link will go to that copy and paste replicated system. Or if you're making your own, you're going to have to slam it. You're going to have to slam it, slam it, slam it. And that doesn't just mean paid traffic. That means just working your plan. So any which ways, wrapping this up, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to stop recording, and we'll see you next week. Also,